Hey, welcome back to the How to Podcast series. It's Dave. Happy to be back with you. We're going to be talking about building community with our fellow podcasters and content creators out there. Hello, community. It can be a great way to grow our audience and create meaningful relationships within our podcasting industry and with fellow content creators. So I'm going to share with you some tips on how we do that here on the How to Podcast series. So happy to have you here. Here we go. So how do we build community? Now, if you're a podcaster, welcome. You might be recording your podcast alone, like I am. There's no one else here, just me. And the dogs are all locked up upstairs. And hopefully nobody comes to the door and they go nuts. But I am here, talking to a microphone by myself. And in moments like this, when you're creating content, you're really longing to reach out and do life with other people who do what you do. It's nothing like crossing paths with people who have the same passion that you have and are maybe doing something similar to what you do. So a community means so much, and finding the right people. There's sometimes when you go hang out with people and you know you're not with the right people, for some reason you can sense it. And I would love to have a place where you sense you belong and you are a part of the family, really a part of the community. And that's really what I'm trying to create for the How to Podcast series. I get to talk to great podcasters because I have a podcast, and they come on as co-hosts, and I hope you're enjoying those episodes. I get to talk to people who are doing something because they love it. But again, I get this constant comment coming back that there's times when you feel quite alone in the process of creating content, specifically podcasting. So what can we do to fix this? So I have 5 things that I want to go through today with you around building community. And here we go. You ready for this? All right. So number 1, join podcasting and content creator communities. Look for online groups or forums that are dedicated to podcasting and content creation. Joining these communities will help you connect with like-minded individuals and learn from their experiences. So to that end, we are working on our monthly Zoom rooms for the How to Podcast series. And I've had people reach out. Thank you from the website and from listening to the podcast. Awesome. So we're actually going to create more because one a month is just not doing it for everyone. They're looking for more options. So we're going to talk about that more near the end of this episode. So hang on, stick around to the end and you'll get more information about what's coming up. So join podcasting and content creator communities. You're going to have to set some time aside, but joining these communities I think will be the key for you to get outside of your own space and interact with people around you. It's great. Number 2, attend conferences and events. Recently, there was an indie pod event. It was all done online, and there was classes. There was like a breakout rooms, and then they put us into like podcaster speed dating, where you had 90 seconds with a fellow podcaster, and then the screen would start going dark, like you're getting really tired, and your eyes are heavy. And then all of a sudden that person's gone. And then it's like, connecting you two, and it's spooling. And then somebody else shows up on your screen. You're like, hello, hi. A little awkward, but you got to meet great people. And they're all fellow podcasters, so it's safe. Even for an introvert like me, it was safe to talk to people who love what you love. It's really fun. So attend conferences. I know in the States, you guys have so many amazing podcast conferences. For us up here in Canada, it's not, the cost to get there is more than the cost of the conference. So unfortunately, we don't get a lot of opportunities to come down and be part of that. But Attend conferences, even if it's online. Do something that expands your reach in your community. It's a great way to network with other creators and industry professionals. And you can learn something. And don't just attend to get, but attend to give. Come with something that you can offer as well. Okay, number 3. Collaborate on episodes. And that's what we're doing here on the How to Podcast series, is collaborating with fellow podcasters. Collaborating with other podcasters can be a great way to reach new audiences and create engaging content. Look for opportunities to collaborate on episodes or series as a guest, to share commercials for your podcast back and forth. One thing I heard people do is they actually do an episode together and then release the same episode on both of the co-hosts' separate feeds. So co-host A releases the episode and co-host B releases the episode. Same episode, new intro for their listening audience, but they get to work together on an episode and then release it on their own podcast. What a great way to do that. Or what I really found interesting, people like to do this on like April Fool's Day, is I come on your show and instead of your voice, I do an episode for you and you do an episode for me. Totally throws your audience off. Like, what is going on? What happened to my phone? I think I broke my phone. No, Dave is now hosting your podcast and you get a chance to talk to another audience. And that's what we do as podcasters. We collaborate. We work together. Number 4 kind of goes along with that, and that's just guest appearances. You might jump on, like for me, for the How to Podcast series, we have co-hosts come on and talk about their podcast and talk about their podcast journey. It's great. Guest appearances can be short. They can be in a whole episode. You can work together on building content. Offer to be a guest on another podcast or invite other podcasters to be guests on your show. This can help you expand your audience and build relationships with other creators. Guesting. If somebody asks in a Facebook group, Dave, how do I grow my show? Guesting. You might only get one new listener by guesting, but you have one new listener that you wouldn't have had you not guested. Guest appearances work. They really work. Before you spend a penny to buy anything to get more listeners, go be a guest or have a guest. I think you're going to enjoy it. I think you really will. And if you're looking for a guest, I would love to come on your podcast. Doesn't matter what it's about. I love talking about podcasting. So invite me. I will come on your podcast for sure. And if you're interested in coming here on the How to Podcast series, let me think. Yes. The answer is yes. I would love to have you on my show. Okay. So if you're debating, you're like, well, I'm a new podcaster. I have one episode out. Maybe Dave is not interested. I'm interested. Oh, I'm interested. Please reach out. Let's get you on the show. Let's talk about your journey. Let's encourage someone else to start a podcast. Number 5, share and promote each other's content. Now, if you've ever said on the microphone or intend to say on the microphone, please go over to my podcast on your app and follow, like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, leave a review. If you have ever asked or plan on asking people to do that, I have one question for you as a podcaster. When was the last time you did that for someone else? I'll give you a moment. If you're going to ask people to do things for you, you better be prepared to do that for others. That's leadership. That's setting an example. So, before you ask anyone to do anything for you, be sure to do that for someone else. Share and promote each other's content. But Dave, they have the same topic as me. We're both talking about canoes. and the outdoors, and they have a big audience, I have a little audience. What if my audience goes to their audience? Their podcast is much better than mine. Really. Because what I find is people come for your content, and then they stay because they like you. They like you. They do. They really, really do. Don't worry. And work together with people who have your ideal listener. You can partner with people. Ask them for a promo for their show. They'll ask you for a promo for your show. You work together. Share each other's content. Share and promote each other's content on social media and all the other platforms. This can help you reach new audiences and show support for your fellow creators. So let's do it again. Ready? We join podcast and creator communities. Number 1. Number 2, we attend conferences and events. Number 3, we collaborate on episodes. Number 4, we do guest appearances. Number 5, we share and promote each other's content. Remember that building a community takes time and effort. Be genuine. Don't be fake. Be genuine, supportive, and focus on building relationships with other creators. That is how we build community. And this all leads up to, here's what's happening for the How to Podcast series. For the month of March and April of 2023, we're going to be doing a Zoom room on a Friday, March 24th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, April 7th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and April 21st, again, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're also going to be doing a Clubhouse room on a regular basis. Our first one's going to be March 31st, which is a Friday, at noon Eastern Standard Time on the Clubhouse app. Dave, what is a Clubhouse? Okay, if you haven't been to Clubhouse, we need you there. Clubhouse is an audio app where we have stages, and there's a host, and there's people on the stage talking, and you're in the audience listening, and you can raise your hand like in an actual audience, and you get invited up onto stage, and on the stage you get to talk and ask questions and interact with the host, and then you move back to the audience, and the next person comes up on the stage, and we talk about podcasting in this room. So it's a How to Podcast series, and the one thing I know on Clubhouse, one thing that happened to me is I go into these rooms for podcasting, and the host is trying to sell me their program. Only 8 easy payments of $9.99, blah, 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 blah. Buy now, discount code, la, la, la. It's new, it's shiny, it has all the, yeah. And I leave because I'm not here to buy your program. Sorry. And no, I'm not selling anything in this room, people. No, I just want to connect with the podcasters, please. So yeah, go to Clubhouse. You can download it on your app, for an app on your phone for iOS, Apple users, and Android. And it's free. Set up an account, link your account to your Instagram or your LinkedIn, and do a little bio for yourself. Who are you? What do you do? Add your photo, add a real photo of you, and your real name, and come join us on Clubhouse. I'd love to have you there. Again, it's free. And as a podcaster, we use our voice every day to record episodes. So being on an audio-only app where you don't have to do your makeup or get all dressed up fancy and have the perfect lighting. It's just your voice. And you can come on and talk about podcasting. So that's at noon. That's on your lunch break. You can come and be a part of that room over in Clubhouse. So again, that's March 31st at noon Eastern Standard Time on Clubhouse. And again, March 24th, it's a Friday, April 7th, and Friday, April 21st, all 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all on Fridays. And those are going to be Zoom rooms. If you're interested, and you're like, Dave, I'm driving and I can't write this down. I'm at the gym and I'm trying to finish my reps, just contact me through the website, link in the show notes. I'll put all the dates there as well. I'd love to have you show up and join us for these. And it'd be great to build community. And you are a big part of our community. Thank you for listening to the end of the podcast. And I hope to hear from you. And for those that have reached out, I will be emailing you back. Thank you for your patience. And you will be getting all the information that we just talked about here in an email format. Love to connect. Love to have you on as a guest. I would love to be your guest. However we can work together, let's talk. All right? I got to jump to another interview. I can't wait to talk to you soon. Take care and keep podcasting. You're doing great. Cheers.